pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Norma.
Okay. Councilmember Tom Bagnall.
Present.
Councilmember Audrey Saavedra.
Here.
Councilmember Steve Hudson. Here. Mayor John Thompson.
Here.
Councilmember Ian Gillespie.
Here.
Vice Mayor Tatiana Murrieta.
Here.
And Councilmember Tom Shoap.
Here.
Thank you. We have a quorum, Mayor.
Thank you, Norma. Okay. First item is call the public. And that's the item where if anybody out here in the audience has anything to say to address the council, they have up to 3 minutes. Come up and give your name and your address, and you have up to 3 minutes to discuss an issue with us. Okay. Seeing nobody rush forward, we're out of call of the public into approval of minutes, discussion and action. Item 3. City Council Budget Meeting, May 12th, 2025. Item 4. City Council Regular Meeting, May 12th, 2025. Item 5. City Council Regular Meeting, May 27th, 2025. Okay, are there any corrections, comments, anything we need to do on this? If not, I need a motion to act.
Mayor Thompson, I move to approve the minutes of, as shown on items 3, 4, and 5 of the agenda.
Okay, is there a second? Second. There's a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Okay, thank you. Now we will move into items for consent. Is there any item that any member of the council wants pulled off for individual consideration?
Nope.
Okay, here we go. Item 6, consider approval of the letter of agreement for professional services with Fitzgibbons Law Offices, PLC, for the purpose of providing legal services to the city through June 30th, 2026. Item 7, resolution number 25-09, a resolution of the mayor and city council of the city of Coolidge, Arizona, designating the chief fiscal officer for officially submitting the fiscal year 2026 expenditure limitation report to the Arizona Auditor General. Resolution number 8, resolution number 25-10, a resolution of the mayor and the city council of the city of Coolidge, Pinal County, Arizona, adopting a policy and prescribing procedures for purchasing from the mayor and any member of the council. Item 9, consider approval of entering into an agreement between Tyler Technologies, Inc. and the City of Coolidge Fire Department for the purpose of the new World Fire Reporting System upgrade in the amount of $10,080 for the initial one-time implementation cost, plus $10,484 yearly licensing cost for a total of $20,564. Okay, I guess I need a motion to get this to a vote.
Move to approve the consent agenda.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Motion is second. Okay, Norma.
Councilmember Gillespie. Yes. Vice Mayor Murrieta.
Yes.
Councilmember Shoap.
Yes.
Councilmember Bagnall.
Yes.
Councilmember Saavedra.
Yes.
Councilmember Hudson. Yes. And Mayor Thompson.
Yes,
Thank you.
thank you. Business under regular items. Item 10, ordinance number 25-03, an ordinance of the City of Coolidge setting its 2025-2026 expenditure limit and approving and adopting the 2025-2026 tentative budget for fiscal year 2025-2026 and declaring an emergency. Mr. Garcia.
Mayor, Vice Mayor, members of the council, this is your tentative budget. And again, remember, when you're approving the tentative budget, what we're doing is basically setting a limit for the overall expenditures that the city can spend in 1 year. Usually, we go up to the amount that was already approved by the voters in the home rule. So this year, that number is $71,121,019. Realizing the fact that we never really spend that much. Last year's budget was about 159,086. I think we're gonna end up spending like 30 or 25 million probably. So we don't spend that much. We just have that much in case we end up getting grants or we decide to impact fee projects or anything of the like. So again, this number is tonight. You're just by approving this budget, you're approving that we will not go over that number of expenditures. So I'd be happy to answer any questions you guys may have. And we, once we get this, if this gets approved tonight, it goes in the paper for 2 weeks. And then we come back on the 23rd, we'll do the property tax levies, public hearings, and then adopt the final budget. So between the tentative budget and now, we can go down from this number, but we can't go up. So if there are any changes, then we just need to move, I need to move around some money so that way we do stay underneath this expenditure limitation that you set.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Kind of approved on the salaries and everything. I would, I think we have 150 employees, and out of that 150 employees, 30 to 40 of them are officers. So that leaves about 110 other employees that are very vital to the city and do a great job. We have some that come up with some great ideas of saving money. Buying a refurbished fire truck, refurbished command vehicle, redoing a police car, or Tahoe. And I know we had one gentleman that was in maintenance and he went into wastewater. So pretty much he picked up a new career in the middle of his career that he had. And I think for what it's going to cost, $200,000. I think you had a great idea to go ahead and give everybody the 9, and then move down like it was agreed upon. So I just wanted to put my opinion out there since I haven't been there and haven't had an opportunity to speak.
Thank you, sir. Does anybody else have anything to add to that? I happen to agree with him. I think that everybody in the city's job is important. I realize what police officers go through to get here, probably more than most people. However, I also know that we have a lot of people that have other specialties that we have to pay extra for, and that they get taken away from because they make less money too. So I think that morale, 1% doesn't seem like much in the long shot, based on what it would do, I think, to morale. I've been here long enough to see, and Mayor Shope was here with me for a long time, and basically, we've gone through that. We've tried to implement a semi-step program, and we've done other things, and we've paid the police officers more than we paid the other people, and we still didn't keep the police officers, and all we did was make the other employees mad. And the bottom line is, to me, everybody's job is important, and if we can't keep bus drivers, and we have problems everywhere, a lot of other places. If we're going to do 8 and 9, I mean, I would just soon do 9 and 9 across the board and be done with it. But that's my opinion too. If anybody else wants to address that, go ahead.
Yes, Mayor Thompson, thank you. First, of course, I don't have a problem with giving raises. I mean, and I think that the city's been very generous over the years. Last several years, I think they've been very generous in giving raises to the city employees. One of the issues that I do have is when we go completely across the board, because we want to bring the people up from the bottom and make it a little bit more equitable. But at the same time, when we go across the board like this, the folks at the top, you're just continuing to expand the gap there. So but I think that, maybe going forward, we need to start looking at tiering it a little bit. so that we can close that gap and have the folks that are at the bottom end, bring them up a little bit, and, not continue to widen the gap between the two. And in regard to the PD and, well, public safety altogether, I can just say, the PD as well as fire, they all have a very tough job and it's a stressful job, and I think everybody else does too. But the thing is, when you're PD and you're fire, they go in and, PD has problems with people, might be armed. They have to run into fentanyl, meth things. Fire department does too. I mean, they have a lot of extra hazards there and everything. And with our fire going 24/7, 365, that's been a great asset to the community. I've had them out to my property on a couple of times. The guys did a fantastic job. So, but with that being said, still think that, over the years, the first year I was on here, they talked about a step program. Second year was a step program. Now here's the third year, and we're talking step program, but we're not going to do anything about it. And PD has said time and time again that they feel that this is something that will not only help them with retention, but with recruitment. And I just feel it's time that, if we keep on, if we know there's an issue and we don't address it, the issue's it's not going to get any better. So we just need to go ahead and, you know, take, go ahead and dive in and take the chance. Let's see what happens. I looked at the budget. We have $100,000 in the PD budget for overtime. And, that's nice to get overtime, but it's also nice to have time off with your family and everything. And I'm sure that's what some of these guys are probably looking at. And, so as far as that goes, I would just like to, in regard to the salary schedule part of the budget, I would like to go ahead and include, and I want to put this in the form of motion, to approve the ordinance number 25-03 as presented, with an amendment to the salary schedule for sworn police officers to include a 9% increase, together with the 753 step program with placement as outlined in the proposal provided to council by the Police Association.
Was that a motion or?
Well,
That was a motion, yes.
Oh, it was a motion, okay. I'll
Well-
second that motion. There would be more discussion, I assume or hope, past that point, or is there not?
well, I didn't call for a motion I was just waiting to see if anybody had any more comment.
Oh, well, he made a motion, so.
Well, I believe if we go ahead and I make the motion and it's seconded, then we can continue to have more discussion. If it's not seconded, then it would die, and then we would continue talking and wait for another motion.
Well, you seconded it.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I seconded it because I pretty much agree with everything you said right there.
Okay. All right then. I guess we need to vote.
I think, Mayor, they talked about more discussion, one. Two, is it gonna change this budget? Because right now you have the budget capped at 71 million plus. That would affect that part of it?
No, the only thing that would happen is, probably in either like our projected grants or any of our fund balance carryovers, they just would become, I'd have to take them out of the budget, so potentially could restrict them being spent later on. Right now, they're included in the budget, so they could be spent if we needed to. So it's just reducing another number in order to increase that amount. So again, whatever they do with the tentative budget, we can go down but not up, or I can move things around to make it be there. It just restricts further money going forward, so.
Does anybody else have any comments?
I just want to say, I do think when you look at the numbers, the cost of hiring on a new police officer and that 79,000 that Philip Bloor shared, I mean, you will save money over the long run. We're constantly training new police officers, getting them on, and then they leave us. The numbers actually say we save something by doing it, implementing Now, if you leave, then obviously, you know, you've made a choice and you don't move up in those lines, but, you know, they have a retention problem. They've had 25 police officers leave in 5 years. We can't say that that's not an issue with retention. And if they keep saying that this is the thing that would change it for them, we've had meetings where they've come in and said that this is the reason why they've left. I think we have to honestly look at it. And, I mean, we want to give everybody raises, we want to do a bunch of things, but, you know, sometimes we're not addressing those things, and I think it's, they have a crisis on their hands.
Would you read the motion back?
I honestly, I did not write down the motion because I didn't know we were, I know you were, Councilmember Bagnell, I know you were saying it was a motion, but if you want to repeat it, or I can go back and, you were saying a motion to adopt the ordinance as read, and then you added more verbiage to do the.
Right.
The 9-8?
Okay,
Okay.
just a minute.
Mr. Mayor, Councilmember Bagley, the amendment you referenced, because I know you're gonna reference again, has everybody seen it? Has everybody on this council seen it? Do they know exactly what you're referring to?
I believe they have seen it because I think it was sent to all the council.
Okay, I just wanna make sure everybody knew what you're referencing.
And if they don't, I have copies of it with me.
With you right now?
Yeah.
Perfect. Just so,
Well, Norma, I don't know that we need an amendment with it. It's just a recommendation by council to change that before the
Right.
final, right?
Yeah,
So there's no,
I think that's where the confusion is
there's
at.
no there's no verbiage that needs to change if it's council's direction.
Doesn't it
change-
just say that it just has to be adjusted? If,
All you gotta do is just say that you want to do that. It doesn't have to be like attached to approving the budget. Because again, approving the budget is just approving the total amount. If you want to change within what's already being presented between now and the final, I just need to make those changes. You don't have to put it in a, doesn't need to be an action for it, I guess.
So did that have
They're
a,
two separate things.
did that have a step program or anything like that, or is it,
He called for a step, yeah.
he did.
So, yeah. And the one thing is too, that would affect the city manager's budget as well, because there will be an employee that will be making more than him or right up against him, so he will need to get adjusted as well. So we'll have to come back with another, change for him. So,
Okay. Anybody got anything else?
Is this part of the motion, the top sentence?
I think Councilmember Bagley is gonna read your motion again with your amendment. No, this is the amendment he's referring to.
Okay, because Gabe, yeah, and the reason I didn't start writing down the motion is because I think all we need to do is adopt the ordinance, and then the direction
they're just
to,
giving us direction
direction would be to have the finance director make the changes.
for the final. There's no
Unless you
numbers
want
that
it to be
change.
part of the motion, I don't know.
Okay, so.
I'm confused at this.
You're not changing the ordinance at all.
Mr. Mayor, Councilmember Bagnell, I think you can approve the motion with the direction
Right.
that this proposed pay schedule
Okay.
is used for police or police and fire?
Police.
Police.
Fire will be next year.
Yeah. So Councilmember Bagley, you see what I'm saying? It's just, we're just approving the ordinance, it's just for the
Right.
total. So with the direction amending it with the direction, that just means I just go back and change the numbers.
Okay, then at this time, I'll go ahead and I'll amend my motion to approve ordinance 25-03 as presented with direction to staff to do an amendment to the salary schedule for sworn police officers to include a 9% increase together with the 753 step program with placement as outlined in the proposal provided to council by the Police Association.
So Councilmember Schultz, you accept his amendment?
Yes, I second that amendment.
We're good, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. So there's a motion and a second. I guess we vote.
Okay,
And Norma, and then we have to have a supermajority,
I know.
so.
Okay. Let's see where I'm going to start at. Councilmember Shope,
Yes.
Vice Mayor Murieta. Yes. Councilmember Gillespie. Councilmember Bagnell.
Yes.
Councilmember Saavedra.
Yes.
Councilmember Hudson,
No.
and Mayor Thompson.
No.
So that's 5 against the 2. We don't have a
So you don't have a
supermajority.
super. You need 6 out of 7.
6 out of 7 is supermajority,
So, we need 6 out of 7
supermajority.
for the emergency clause? Is
Yep.
that what we're wording? So we'd have,
Oh, so it has to be unanimous for the emergency clause.
no, Councilmember, Mr. Mayor, Councilmember Hudson, it has to be, for the emergency clause, it has to be 6 out of 7.
But there's this amendment that Councilman Bagno and Councilman Shope, does that go into it? So does that take effect? Or is it just the emergency clause takes effect and we can go up, we can go down? We can't go up, I know we can't go up over that,
We can't go
Yeah,
up.
but we can discuss it one more time.
Right, the ordinance passes because it's a 5-2 vote, but without an emergency clause. So the ordinance passes.
So the ordinance passed, but we needed it done because of the emergency.
Right. Yeah, it's just, we'd have to, we'll just remove the emergency portion of the ordinance.
And then what happens with that, Dennis?
You have to
Kinda,
wait
it's
30
30
days.
days to approve.
30 days to approve.
Which means we may not
And our
run up
fiscal
against
year
the county
starts July
deadlines
1st.
for property tax.
They will not,
I didn't hear that what was that, Gabe?
The reason we have the emergency clause usually on is because by the time we get state shed revenues and we get everything and we do our public hearings, especially for tax levies, by the time that the county wants the ordinances for the tax levies, we have to have, our schedule's made out based on the county schedule that they request. So we have to get those to them usually in that first meeting, by the first meeting in July. And that's why we put the 30-day, or that's why we put the emergency clause on it, so that it doesn't hold them up to approve their property taxes for the county, because they have to, the Board of Supervisors has to approve everybody's. So,
Right, it's been voted on. I think we just have to delete the last paragraph, sign it. I think the motion, the ordinance passes with the direction. We just have to remove the emergency clause.
okay, so what does that mean? We have to wait 30 days to approve the final?
You have to wait 30 days to approve the budget, is that right?
Now we're into July, what's today, the 9th? So we have to move everything back.
Right.
So I need to call the paper, okay.
Right.
Did the article already? For the public hearing?
We'd have to just re-advertise. Okay.
We'll have to re-advertise.
Okay. So that's that.
Right.
All right. All right, then we move into report from mayor and city council as a manager. Down here.
Got nothing. Thank you.
Nothing.
Oh, right here. Oh, I was gonna wait.
Mayor. Yeah, quickly, I just attended a Pinal County Economic Development meeting with the Arizona Commerce Authority and the GPEC. They were at that meeting. That's our partners we use when they bring companies for us to look at. So we met with them. And also GATA, if you recall, GATA is a financing authority that we used to finance this building back in the day. So we just met with them about opportunities and things we're working together on. And then also attended a Pinal Partnership Breakfast where it was the state of the workforce in Pinal County. And it was, Lucid was there and some of the others, LG, just talking about making sure we supported the education system at the high school and junior high levels because the workforce is getting younger and younger. So we have to start earlier to get them trained and all that. So just encouraged everybody to really support the education system at the schools and of course the colleges and everything that's going on. That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you. Well, if there's nothing else, I need a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Thank you for coming. We're adjourned.